everybody, thanks for tuning in to Borgeson. Today I want to talk to you about steering systems and U-joints. Your vehicle's steering system is the single most important safety component for your entire vehicle. If your engine fails, not a big deal. If your brakes fail, that's dangerous and scary, but at least you can steer the vehicle and try to coast to a safe stopping point. If your steering system fails, you're a passenger in a 2-ton missile with absolutely no control. It is of the utmost importance that you use top quality components when you're putting together a steering system in your hot rod, muscle car, or just replacing components for your factory vehicle. Borgeson has been manufacturing top quality steering components in South Carolina since 1914. They're all CNC machined in their own factory using the absolute best components that you can find. Their steering joints are made with needle bearings so that you know they're going to be smooth and they're going to last a very long time. We're going to show you the different types of steering shafts and U-joints so that you can make the right decisions on how to connect your steering wheel to your wheels in your hot rod, muscle car, or truck. All right, first thing I want to talk to you about is your steering shaft. Borgeson recommends a minimum of 3/4 inch steering shaft. A 5/8 shaft is 42% weaker than a 3/4 inch shaft. In fact, a 5/8 shaft will twist with just a 14-inch steering wheel. That's how weak it is, but 3/4, you're good to go. You can also go up to 1 inch. This is a 1-inch double D steering shaft. You see that right there. Detroit has always used unique shapes such as splines or double D shafts, which are then staked or clamped to ensure that there's no play in the connections. This is something that you should consider for your vehicle, considering steering failures in factory vehicles are pretty much unheard of. To that end, Borgeson offers 3 different styles of steering shafts for your vehicle. The first one is double D. Now this is available in 3/4 and 1 inch. This is a 1-inch double D shaft. Basically what that means is this is a 1-inch diameter shaft with a flat on either side. This interlocks with your steering joint, zero play, zero chance of this twisting or spinning in the shaft. The next style is a spline shaft. This is a 3/4 36 spline. This is a 3/4 inch diameter shaft with 36 splines cut on the outside. Additionally, you can get a smooth shaft. This particular one is 3/4. It's completely smooth. There's no interference. So when you use this style of shaft, which is predominantly used in racing, this really isn't designed for street use. These would be drilled and pinned. Very, very important. Welding is not for the street. Welding is for racing only. A smooth shaft should always be cross-drilled and pinned in a T fashion, which would mean you would drill it this way and this way with a roll pin, not a bolt, a roll pin securing it to your joint. Finally, Borgeson offers the 94 and up V-style forged shaft. Instead of the flats being parallel, they're actually shaped as a triangle. Now, let's talk about U-joints. There's a lot of different types of U-joints out there. The Borgeson needle bearing U-joint is the industry standard. This is a single U-joint. Now, this joint is capable of handling up to 35 degrees of angle. If you need more than 35 degrees, a double U-joint can handle up to 70 degrees of angle, like this. When you're designing your steering system, there's a few things that you need to consider. Once you've decided what style of joints and shaft you're going to use, you need to consider the support for your shafts. 2 U-joints do not need any additional support. However, if you're going to use a double U-joint and a single U-joint, or 3 or more joints, then you need to have a support bearing somewhere in the system. I'll show you an example of that. We've got this little rig set up here. We've got a steering wheel, and that comes out here. We've got a single joint here. We've got a double joint here. Without this support bearing, when we try to steer this, this would be flopping all over the place and bind up. This support bearing stabilizes your entire steering shaft so that none of your joints bind up and wrap up on each other. When your steering joints bind up, what happens is your caps here, they'll bind up and your caps can actually push out and your U-joint can come apart. Borgeson also offers some specialty components, such as a telescoping shaft. Lastly, I want to talk to you about rag joints. Now, these are used in factory applications quite a bit. These are designed to dampen vibrations. These are absolutely not universal joints. If you do not have a straight connection from your steering column to your steering box, you cannot use a rag joint. This is not for making angles. That's what U-joints are for. If you take this here and you set this at an angle and you try to steer, this is going to wear out very quickly. You'll notice that the connection between the steering joint side, which is here, this is the gearbox side. Your steering joint side has these two pins here and these slots. Then it is bolted to the rubber here and here. There's no hard connection from this side of the joint to this side of the joint. You cannot use this in an angled configuration. The only time a rag joint should be used in your steering system is when you have a dead straight connection from your steering column to your gearbox. That's all we've got for you today. Make sure you check out the rest of our videos here at Borgeson. Thanks for watching.